Welcome to Xtra, presented by VDG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter, very censored. You can follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Be sure to follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Check out the website as well. That is xtra.vdgsports.com. Once again, that is xtra.vdgsports.com. Check out the YouTube page as well. VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share, or do whatever it is you do there. This episode is being sponsored by, wait for it, VinceDouglasGregory.com. That's where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-beings, everything in between. My socials are there. My happy, joy, happy places there. Everything, all things me. Assuming you need that or want that, it's there. Pics, what audio, video, everything is there. By the way, this episode is being sponsored by where you can find me, VinceDouglasGregory.com. I will spell it, but I feel as though I've spelled it so many times that you already know. And if you don't know, it's easy to find out. It's easy to figure out. You can just start putting the digits, or not digits, the letters or what have you in the search bar or anywhere, and it will pop up. It'll come up. Noobs, new people. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you for giving me a chance. That's all I can ask for. If it's 1 second, 2, 5, 10, if you hear to the end, I'm just going to say thank you. It's greatly appreciated. Regs, we back at it again. Regs, we do what we do. Regs, this feels like every day, but it's not every day. It feels like it, but it's not. And we definitely have a special bond. We have a special bond, but somebody need to come up with a word for it so we can share it. Sharing is caring. Come up with the word. Hey. And I'm just gonna go ahead and shout out my non-verbal communicating peeps. My non-verbal communicating peeps. Once again, thank you. You are appreciated. And Regs, you know how to become non-verbal. You definitely know how to become non-verbal. And if you don't, you will learn. Not today, but you will learn, and then you will become non-verbal. Noobs, that's a little bit over your head right about now. All I just want you to do is give me some time and make your decision. And then from there, it's all good. It's almost that time again. Yes, noobs, hold that thought. You have no clue. I'm gonna get there. Regs, yes. Non-verbal communicating peeps, you just mind read or you just picked up on my cues, so you know what it is as well. It's almost that time again. I was going to do it today. Before I even came here, before I even started this. I was planning on doing it, but something deep inside of me it didn't feel right. It didn't seem right. It was just something about it. It was a little off because I have to do more than just the deed itself. I actually have to do more than just doing the deed itself. It's more complex than that. It wasn't just as simple as going ahead and just doing this and whoop-de-doo, and I'm in, out. And I like to be in, out as quick as possible. taking up extra time or just being there just to be there, to hang out and just do any of that unnecessary things, even though the tasty beverages be calling me and I can just easily grab a couple, easily grab a few, but I don't ever do that. For the most part, I don't really do that when I'm in that situation. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, regs, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, non-verbal communicating peeps, even though you know, and noobs, all right, you can stop holding that thought now. It's almost that time for me to get that petrol. It's almost time for me to get that fuel. It's almost time for me to get that gasoline. It's almost time for me to fill up the G-Rod. And when I fill up the G-Rod, something happens. Something takes place. It's either epic journey, an adventure, or pure chaos. Or a combination of the three. It's adventure, an epic journey, or pure chaos, or some kind of chaotic moment, or sometimes just evil. When I have to fill up and get that petrol and get that fuel, something happens, something takes place, and I'm just super duper prepared, super aware, and just trying to get in, out as quick as possible, because anything can happen. Anything can take place. And why is this so important, you ask, noobs? I made a promise to myself long ago that I would never run out of petrol again. I made a promise to myself that I would never run out of this petrol again, because that walk of shame was definitely something that I wasn't proud of. That walk of shame was definitely something that I don't want to experience again. That walk of shame is definitely something that I say, if you can avoid it at all costs, avoid it at all costs, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Experience is the best teacher. I know, I get it, but here you just want to get some wisdom. Here's the wisdom. Here's some free advice. Don't run out of petrol. Don't run out of petrol. It's that time for me to get it again. I was inside the G-Rod. I wasn't singing. I wasn't dancing. I wasn't making my chest pop. I was listening to some bangers though, or I thought I was listening to some bangers, because that was the choice that I said, or that was the choice of the playlist that I played and put on. I was like, I want to hear some bangers. I want to hear some bangers, but I'm just gonna say there was no way that these were bangers, because 2 out of the 4 songs were Drakes. 2 out of the 4 songs were Drakes, and Drake ain't coming with no banger, or the bangers that I'm talking about. So right then and there, I knew something was just a little bit off. Right then and there, I knew that I just had to just take a couple of steps back and relax. And just chill and press that skip button and go forward, because I wasn't in the mood for any of that. I wasn't in the mood for any of that. And then that's when the bells and whistles went off, and I was like, yeah, of course. I wasn't in the mood for no Drake, and that's why the bells and whistles went off after I pressed the skip, because everything just aligned in the universe, and it was like, okay, all right, well, how about this? And I just wasn't in the mood for it. It didn't sit right. I didn't have the energy. I did not have the energy, and I'm still in energy conserving mode, peeps. I am still in energy conserving mode, and I'm in the G-Rod. I'm not singing, I'm not dancing, I'm not making my chest pop. I'm trying to get from point A to point B. I know it's coming. I know that time is coming up. I know eventually I'm gonna have to get that petrol. I know eventually I'm gonna have to get that fuel. But today wasn't the day. I was hoping that today wasn't gonna be the day that the bells and whistles hit me and say, hey, you know what? It's time to go. Hey, you know what? You're running a little bit low. But I'm guessing, since playing that song and skipping said song and going to another song and skipping that and going to another song and skipping that, and then finally landing on some random song, that's when the light came on and the sound made. It was like, it's time to get some, you need to get some fuel. You need to get some petrol. And the funny thing about that is, when that light lit up, when the bells and whistles went off, there was a place to get this fuel that was right to the right of me. And I just looked at it and I was like, you know what? I ain't in the mood. You know what? I'm not in the mood. And if I'm going to point the finger, and you know me, Regs, that is, Regs. I don't point the finger, I point the thumb. I do not point any fingers, I point the thumbs, because when I'm pointing the fingers, I just got so many digits pointing back at me and it just doesn't feel safe. It just doesn't feel right. I want to use those digits to count. I don't want to use those digits like a weapon that's coming back at me. No, that's why I just do the thumb. I just do the thumb. And yes, peace, my thumb is going out. It's not going up and down, it was going out. It was going out. The energy, the mood, none of that was right, even though the petrol station was right there to the right of me. And I was like, you know, not today. I don't feel like it. Because there's other things that I have to do. Not just get the petrol, not just get the fuel. There are other things that I have to do. Like I have to stop, not only get the fuel, not only get the petrol, but I'm gonna have to put some air in the tires as well, because it's that time of year. It's that time of year when the weather is changing. So there's the nice warmness, and then it gets cool or colder, and then that difference in temps plays with the pressure in my tires. And why does it play with the pressure in your tires? Why does it play with the pressure in your tires? That's how science works, one. And two, I got run flats. I know I'm not happy about my run flats either, but they're run flats and they serve its purpose and they do what they need to do. But anyone knows, driving with run flats, you feel every bump in the road. You feel every crevice. You feel every pothole. You feel every dent. You feel everything in the run flat tires. And I got 4. You feel everything. This is time for me to put some more air in them, because the bells and whistles went off on that and also indicated and let me know that the pressure isn't right, it's unbalanced, and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. I was like, you know what? All right, I can do that too, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to do that today. I can't. I have to win in something, and I almost won in the heel game. I almost won in the heel game. What's the heel game, you ask? Think about it, Regs. Think about it, Regs. I'm at that spot. I'm at that place where I'm going up a hill, and what always happened? What always happened at the same spot, at the same place going up the hill? Somebody decides, or somebody say, hey, I need to hit the brakes. I need to pump the brakes. And you go and you brake and going up a hill, even though it defeats the whole purpose, or even though it doesn't make sense when you think about it. It doesn't make sense when you don't think about it. It doesn't make sense, period. It's nonsensical, but it's always happens. Same spot, never fails. So I got the bells and whistles that went off. I'm not too keen on the playlist. Playlist supposed to be bangers. Playlist just spitting out non-bangers. And now I'm at the spot going up a hill, and I'm going up the hill, not even doing the speed limit, going up the hill and going about 10 under the speed limit. But I'm not tripping at that. I'm aware game on point, awareness on point, anticipation on point, intuition where it needs to be. And I'm just concentrating. I'm concentrating on everything around me. 360 degrees. I'm paying attention to everything while I'm still trying to decide whether or not am I going to get this petrol, or I'm going to get this fuel. And I was like, you know what? Universe, give me another sign. Universe, give me another sign. I already know what intuition is telling me. I already know what deep down in my guts are saying as well, I just need another sign. I'm going up the hill, this car in front of me, doing about 10 under the speed limit, but I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping at all. I'm like, okay, I'll do what you do. I'll keep a good distance, but please don't hit the brakes. As soon as I said, please don't hit the brakes, he tapped the brakes. He or she, I don't know. I really couldn't see. Person tapped the brakes. I saw the brake light and I was like, no. And then all of a sudden, it was like they made a mistake. It was like they made a mistake because it just tapped once and then that was it. Once and that was it. And then we finally made it up the hill. Only tapped his brake once, kept a good distance. Granted, still going about 10 under the limit. That's fine, that's okay. And to the right, there's the station. To the right, there's the place to get the petrol. To the right, there's the place to get the air. To the right, there's the place to do every single thing that I need to get done. And I'm looking hard too. And I see some interesting characters over there. And intuition and gut feeling just was like, not today. My brain was like, you're right there. Go ahead and do it. You right there. Get it done. Intuition was like, remember what happened last time. Remember what happened last time when you listened to your brain and you didn't go with the gut feeling, you didn't go with the intuition, and you didn't utilize your anticipation game to its fullness. Honestly, yeah, I recall, I remember, and that's why I still need to get this done, and I know when I'm gonna get this done. It just wasn't today. I'm not falling for that one.